Yeah. No, I'm not that smart either, man. So
Hey man, you went to graduate school, not me. Today I have Michael Palevo. Did I say that right?
got it,
You just said it. I'm terrible. Last names is something that I'm terrible. First name, I can get that one. It's a good one. You got a great one. Kind
there
of
you go.
common, but I'll take it. But Michael Palevo, MS, apparently just means master's degree. Found that out today. Is the owner founder of Your Fitness Solutions. He worked at Vanderbilt University as an exercise physiologist and also spent a little bit of time with the Nashville Predators. So that's kind of cool. Strength and conditioning intern. So, hey
Definitely.
man, thanks for chilling with me tonight. I appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me, man. Yeah, I'm super excited to be on here and talking to you.
It should be fun. I feel like I'm a pretty easy person to talk to. That's kind of
Awesome.
one of my qualities. People can
There
talk at me or with me, whatever we like to say. But Michael, the first question I have for everybody that comes on the show
you go.
is, why do you love sports?
Man, why not? It
Great
brings,
answer. Great
yeah,
answer.
yeah, it brings people together. Gives people something to root for. You know, I mean, even when your team's losing, you still have people around you. So yeah, I mean, all in all, like, why not?
Why not? It's true. I mean, I literally would watch nothing else if it wasn't for sports. Like
Oh yeah,
I'm not a TV guy. I go to the movies, but like I don't watch a movie every single night. I think that's crazy. I mean, there's always basketball on, college basketball. There's always some sort of hockey on. I mean, baseball season's right around the corner. Um, and football season's the best because you got Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday if we want to get real crazy with some college stuff.
Tuesday.
Thursday, Friday I'm usually out, Saturday all day, Sunday all day. So it's some good
Yeah.
stuff. But that's good stuff, man. So tell me, I mean, I guess where does the love of strength and conditioning and exercise physiology, how did this come about throughout your entire life at this point?
Yeah, man. So I honestly have been around it for my whole life. So my dad did the same cardiac rehab, exercise testing. So we had like a metabolic cart in our garage. So a metabolic cart measures your VO2 max. So I was
What's that?
so how much oxygen your body can produce when
Okay.
you're working out. So Lance Armstrong's was like 81, 83. I'm not gonna get into like what everything else is,
What's
but
normal?
yeah, so like 40, 30 to 40.
Oh shoot. Okay. Okay.
So
So 80 something is pretty insane.
yeah, mine was when I was like 15 was measured at like 72.
All right.
So
Find
yeah,
something
so
you're good at and love it, right? That's
I
essentially what
had
you
such
got.
yeah, exactly, man. So I was always into how to make the human body perform at a higher level. And had the opportunity at so many different areas to go from the clinical side to the sport performance side, and I was able to nitpick and come up with my own like formula of how to help somebody perform at a higher level, whether it's an athlete or somebody that just got a new heart or a new set of lungs, like what I did at Vanderbilt,
Hmm.
and really help them perform at a higher level. So yeah, I've been around it and went from an endurance athlete. So I was an elite cyclist for a number of years. And before that, I was a long distance runner. So going from that to now, I do like bodybuilding, physique competition, stuff like that. So going from one side of the spectrum to the next, it's a weird path. Not a lot of people kind of go do that, but I love it. So it's something that I enjoy doing.
Hey man, if you could wake up every day and be excited to go to work,
Oh, it's not really work.
exactly. It's not really work. You get to do it, man. You get to do it. I always hate hearing people they have to do this or they have to go to work today. No, man, I get to go to work.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, people are upset about Mondays. I'm like, I can't wait for like today. I could not wait for 5 a.m. to get here to like get up and start with my first client. And yeah, just finished like 10 minutes before. Yeah, we got on here, and every second of it, I enjoy it.
Hell
It's
yeah.
meeting new people, helping people, and just building community. So
Very cool. So, can give me a little bit of a definition here. What exactly is exercise physiology? And like a person that like me doesn't really know what the heck it is at all.
yeah, so it's pretty much how your body adapts to different stimulus. So whether it's altitude, heat, cold, explosive training, endurance training, your body adapts to it in certain ways. So an exercise physiologist kind of figures out how to help you adapt better and how to help you perform at a higher level throughout all these adaptations.
Very interesting. Okay, cool. I think I I think I got that. I'm gonna listen back to it, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I figured that one out. Here's just a random question when I was writing down some of my notes that I fitness trackers,
Yeah.
Fitbits, Apple Watches.
Yeah.
How do you feel about them? Being like actually in the business, like me personally, yeah, I wear a Fitbit. It
It's
tells
cool.
me to walk around and
Yeah,
to breathe.
exactly.
Like, but like as someone in the business, legitimately, trying making a living in this stuff, do those help, hurt, or are they just kind of annoying? How do you feel about them?
I feel like people use them as like a fashion statement. It's not
Yep.
really, it's like, oh, I got the new Fitbit, or now it's I forgot what the new thing that's out that tracks like your sleep quality.
Oh, Whoop bands.
Boot bands. There.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if you're an elite athlete, it would help a lot. But if you're somebody that's if you're like a mother that's 45 that's trying to lose 15 pounds, do you really need a $800 watch to tell you to eat, a couple calories less, or to, you should probably work out instead of watching a TV. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, I mean, it's cool. I get, well, pretty much all my clients have something, whether it's a Fitbit or an Apple Watch, and they love kind of, keeping track of. I closed all my rings, which is kind of cool. It kind of keeps you competitive with yourself. But yeah, I mean, I've never told somebody you need to go get that new Fitbit. It's going to completely like change your life, and it's going to completely help you lose like that weight or help you gain that muscle.
It's gonna revolutionize your exercise, right? Yeah, I think of them more kind of in the same vein. I mean, I have mine. I've always kind of been into, I guess, technology, not to sound too douchey, but I've always kind of enjoyed that new thing, and I like it.
Yeah,
But I mean, yeah, I mean, it definitely is more of a motivation. I will be very honest about that. It's definitely gotten me up in times when I was like, 250 steps right now, like, why? I don't need to do that. But
yeah, for
it's
sure.
it definitely gets me up. It gets me going every once in a while. And now it's like, if I see I only have like 2 or 3 thousand steps per day, like that's a problem. I need to go do something.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, just curious. I don't get to talk to. Well, I mean, I know a few people like you, but not this deep, not this going. So your fitness solution.
Yes.
Want to talk about that, but I'm also really curious. Again, Nashville Predators, Vanderbilt.
Yep.
You're not messing around on your way up the ladder. Like,
Yeah, man.
tell me a little bit about your career before you started this company.
Yeah. So, as I was getting my master's degree, I guess both of them. So I actually have two. As I was going through that, I was working full time at Vanderbilt in Pete's cardiology. So it was just something to kind of get my foot in the door. If you live in Nashville, there's a few like Vanderbilt, St. Thomas are two of the very well known hospitals. Um, and yeah, I was working there full time. I really was able to hone my skills. I got incredibly good at interpreting EKG, so your heart rhythm. And you kind of need that if you're going into the cardiopulmonary field to monitor exercise and everything else. And as I was doing that, one of my old professors from my undergrad called me up, and he was like, "Hey, like we're looking for somebody to do like exercise testing with the Preds. Would you be in?" And I was like, "Yes, like yeah, let's do it. Like yeah, that's fine." So I did that, and that was really awesome. So
You were there. If the internet didn't lie to me, you were there during their Stanley Cup run, right?
the
A
year
couple
before,
years ago.
the year before.
Ah, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
well,
know, man.
that'd
I
been
know.
pretty cool.
No, yeah, the year before. So that was interesting. Nashville, I've never seen any city like that before. When I say it was crazy, I mean like like downtown Nashville was like 10 blocks, and they had literally from First Avenue to 10th Avenue just a sea of gold and blue hockey jerseys with huge TVs, and it was crazy. But
That's sports, man. Why not, right? We're all here. We're all hanging out. Let's have a good time.
So, anyways, to get back on track, yeah, I was doing both of those at the same time while I was getting my master's, and like a month or two after I finished my degrees, an opportunity came up for me to do cardiac and pulmonary rehab at Vanderbilt's, center, and at the time I was like, man, this is a dream come true. If you're going into that field, doing cardiopulmonary rehab is like the golden ticket. It's very, very hard to come by. You need connections. There's not a lot of jobs. And yeah, I was like, I took it. It was awesome. And within 4 weeks, I was like, this is not for me. And I was kind of like, it was an awesome opportunity. At the same time, I still had this side gig of doing some of my online training and coaching. and just wanting to grow that. So I was growing that little by little. And yeah, it's crazy how things happen. I started dating my wife like a year after I started working there. She was a nurse there as well. So that's how I met her.
Sounds it was worth it then.
Oh, 100%, man. And then, yeah, it was like, it came up, we were talking. She was like, you should really focus on like trying to build that. She was like, it's really awesome. But like, I know it was very nerve wracking. Wasn't like, it's more of just like a side hustle. Wasn't really thinking long term. And, after we got married, a couple months after that, we got married in November of 2018. And that February of 2019, I was out the door, Vanderbilt, running this full time. So
1 year later, you're hanging out with me on a
no,
Monday night, man. Doesn't get any better than that.
dreams do come true.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Mike. Good stuff. Yeah, man, that is super cool. So tell like your fitness solution. I looked up on the website. I know you guys do there's nutrition, there's in-person training, there's online stuff. So like what exactly is the business and what area of the market are you trying to target?
Definitely. So when I started Your Fitness Solutions, I saw a huge gap in what pro athletes were getting and what, a lot of the what the clinical patients were getting to what everyday, Joe and Susan are getting. There's a huge drop off there. And I really wanted to provide that high quality care that, these two separate demographics were getting to the everyday person. And I felt like, with my skills and my wife, who's a nurse and a personal trainer, and my sister, who is a registered dietitian, and the people that we had surrounding us, I felt like we were able to really provide that high-end, detail-oriented care. So yeah, we deal with workers' compensation patients, so people that have some severe injury, traumatic brain injury, spinal fusions. We'll work with them post physical therapy as they try to get ready for work, to get back to work, just to kind of give them just more hands-on, a little bit more specific strength training, stuff like that, to people just wanting to lose more weight or gain muscle. So
you kind of run the gamut there, it sounds like. And I think the insight that you have, I think you put it in a really great way. I mean, you worked with a professional team. You worked in one of the best, cardiac clinics, I think is what you called it, in the country. Like you're seeing firsthand what the utmost care looks like. And now you're able to say, okay, well, the normal Joe and Sue, Tom, Dick, and Harry aren't quite getting this type of care. We can give it to them, right? Like it's possible to give them the insight. I mean, this is something you've been doing, as you said, since you were like 15, right? So knowing and understanding that entire aspect, being in it your entire life, I think it's great insight. And, man, I think it's an awesome idea, especially if you're able and capable to, execute on it.
100%. I couldn't agree more. And it was just trying to find, actually put everything together and, market it to where it shows the worth and the value. That's the biggest thing, is the value that we bring to the table is at a different level than what other people can bring. So
absolutely. Again, if you're working, you were personally working with, professional teams, you were working with in one of the best cardiac clinics in the country. So what exactly is like, what is the gap? What does that look like? What does the normal person get? If I went somewhere, what am I going to get? And then what are these teams and these, these high end facilities? What is the value that they're bringing?
Yeah, man. So start with, Vanderbilt. So if you have either a heart attack, a stent, heart transplant, lung transplant, whatever it may be, you're getting people that have a minimum of a bachelor's degree up to a PhD in exercise physiology with the highest level certifications. Certifications that, you don't only need, high degrees, but you also need hours working in those demographics. So, you get a lot of people that are very good at attention to detail, and very, high stress environments. You could be monitoring somebody and they go into a very dangerous arrhythmia within a matter of seconds. You have to be able to pick out, okay, what is exactly happening, and to what do you have to do after that. And it's, either fight or flight. It's either you're going to know exactly what to do and you're all in, or you're like, I have no idea what's going on, get me out of here. And I've seen both. So, you go from that to the Nashville Predators. Talk about the nicest facility I've ever seen. Wow. So, I mean, with that, they're getting, a lot of these athletes, they only know hockey, right? So they don't know anything about nutrition. They don't know anything about strength and conditioning. They just know hockey. So how could we provide them the best care to help them? I mean, they're in that top 1% of 1% of athletes, right? So literally everything from food is taken care of. Everything is planned out for them. All of their workouts are planned out to the pound, to the rep, to the set, along with the nicest equipment you could possibly ever imagine. And they're surrounded by it 24 hours a day in a sense. So, the accountability is super high on both sides. They're in the gym, they're working out, they're on the ice 7 days a week for the most part. The patients at Vandy, if you have a heart transplant, we're seeing you 5 days a week for 12 weeks. So, the accountability is so high there. Whereas for somebody like you that's going to a personal trainer, you might see that person once a week or twice a week, if, maybe 3 times a week. But other than that, there's really no accountability outside. So, we really provide that accountability. We try to take all the guesswork out of the equation and really come up with a package that's going to help this individual, no matter, what they're looking at from a cost standpoint. We're able to provide them that same amount of care.
So it sounds like the expertise and the accountability that come with what and what your team, your wife, your sister, what you guys are capable of, and then packaging that to somewhere to be able to then show the value to the clients.
Yeah, exactly.
100%. I love it. And so I guess how do you show that value, and how do you package it in a way that, again, if me being kind of ignorant on the situation, assuming I'm working with someone that is the, personal trainer of the Nashville Predators, that's going to be relatively expensive, right? So how do you package and market it and show the value, but also make sure that the cost is, obviously you have a target market, but make sure that you can still gain the necessary market share so that your business can thrive.
Definitely. So, it doesn't matter who works with me, what their package price is, you get the same thing. So you'll get one-on-one sessions with me. You'll get a nutrition guide, meal plan, and then also a home exercise plan. So say, Michael, you're seeing me 2 days a week, right? I want you to work out 5 days a week. Okay. So you're going to work out with me 2 days a week, and I'm going to write a plan for you for those days that you don't come see me. So that way you have that structure and you have that accountability on the days off. So I know if you see me on Monday and Thursday, I'm going to text you on Wednesday and Friday, hey, how'd your workout go? Or we log all your food on MyFitnessPal, so I have access to that. So if I see on Wednesday or on Friday, did you go out to eat on Friday night, right? Like your calories are a little off. Like let's try to, it's okay to have that, but it's all about moderation. So, the way that I market all of my nutrition guides is, I'll give you a set amount of calories and then I'll break down all your macros. So I'm not going to tell you for breakfast, eat egg whites with Ezekiel bread. I'm going to, you have a bank of stuff that you could eat. If you're going out on Friday, maybe go a little bit lighter on the carbs and the fat, breakfast, lunch, and snacks, have more protein, because when you go out, you're more likely to have fat and carbs for, when you're dining out.
But they're so good, man. They're so good.
It's hard. Trust me. I know, man. I know.
I love that. So the accountability, you essentially just try and bake it in. As you said, you're texting people. You're paying attention to their MyFitnessPal.
Definitely. Honestly, I probably text my clients more than a lot of family.
I thought you were gonna say wife, but you didn't specify. So
yeah. But no, I have a very close relationship with a lot of my clients. They trust me and I trust them. So, I'm very picky with who I take on. I don't take every person that comes to see me on. If I know it's not a good fit, I learn it's not worth, if they're not willing to make certain lifestyle changes, then they're really not investing themselves into what I have to offer them.
So that you bring up a couple really good points there. One, as a new business owner, I mean, again, you started this full time a year ago. Congratulations, happy anniversary. It's very difficult as a business owner to be like, no, I don't want your money,
It's
right?
oh, it's the hardest thing ever.
So
I'll never.
how do you guys deal with that? You, your wife, I mean, again, you, your wife, your sister, they're all you're a team in this. Like, how do you guys make sure that like, okay, no, not this person?
Yeah. So I'm very good at reading people. I'm also very genuine and honest. And at our initial consultation, we'll sit down and I'll tell them, if I feel like this isn't a good fit, if I'm not a good fit for you, or if you're not a good fit for what I have to offer, like, I'm not going to waste your time and money. It's just like, I don't want you to waste my time. And a lot of them take that, they're appreciative of it. Some are like, what are you talking about? I've never had somebody tell me no. And I'm like, I value, my business and, my reputation. It's not worth $350, so yeah, I'm just very honest with people, and I feel like people appreciate that.
And yeah, you have to be, especially. I mean, we've been talking about it. So it's the expertise that you get working with you guys. It's the accountability, and it's also the service. Obviously, I mean, if you're texting these people more than you text your family members, I mean, that is some incredible service right there. So I mean, it sounds like you guys have a really good thing going. You're honest with everybody, letting them understand, hey, like, if I don't think this is good, you're gonna waste your money. You're gonna be angry, and I'm gonna waste my time, and my time is very valuable to me. It's not something I want to deal with. You brought up another point before too. Let's see if I can remember. It was a pretty good one. So going back to the accountability aspect of it, with a lot of these people, and being honest and genuine, and hoping that they're honest and genuine back with you. How many strikes until you're like, all right, dude, I know you're lying to me. I know you're not doing what I told you to do. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. It's a person by person case. I'm not like three strikes you're out, five
Mhm.
strikes you're out. I'll give them, two full packages. So if somebody buys two 8 sessions and they're still, they're not quite getting it, I'll give them another, at that point, we're looking at 3 months. And if they're still not committing, or if I don't know why I'm not losing weight, and I'm like, you're not logging your food, so I can't really see what's going on. You're telling me you're doing these workouts, but you're actually regressing in what we're doing in person. I was like, I'm not a magician. It's you have to buy into the program. And there's people that do, and they're absolutely killing it. And I probably get more pumped up than they do. When I get a text from a client, like today, I've been working with, Katie for like 4 months. I'm gonna give her a shout out. She is absolutely killing it. She texts me, she's fit into a pair of jeans that she hasn't been able to wear in years. And she's like thrilled. I get more excited than I think they do. Cause I'm like, cause every time I start with somebody, I'm like, I hope this works. I know in the back of my mind, there's always that, I really hope this works, because they're depending on me. And, it's, yeah, just a genuine happiness about it.
Shout out, Katie. Keep on rocking and rolling, girl. And I understand that you would have those feelings, but at the same time, you've done this long enough now that you've seen the successes, you've seen probably some failures, and you kind of know what works and what doesn't. So, what are some of the things, like going back to the well? Like, is there certain phrases that you tell clients? Is there just certain ways? I know everything's kind of a case by case basis, but I'm sure there's a couple specific things that you try and hit either every time, or to get someone motivated. What are some of these things that really help you help them?
Yeah. I want, you know, just to feel that drive, just to get that excitement, trying to think. I don't, yeah, I don't really, like, off the top of my head, man, it's more just like in spur of the moment,
Mhm.
getting fired up. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's all good. It's just a random question. Most of these questions are random, to be honest with you. They just pop in my head and we roll with them. So you have the very holistic approach. Obviously, as you said, you're going to train with me for a couple days a week. You're going to train the other 3 days. 3 of the other 5 days by yourself, but it's going to be a very specific plan. Nutrition, sleep, anything like that. Like, what else is involved in this entire plan? Because all aspects of someone's life. Is it, if you sit for 8 hours a day at the office, get a standing desk. Like, what types of other things do you try and just recommend to just these people that are, again, they're putting their life literally in your hands?
Yeah, definitely, man. So I'm huge on sleep. If somebody's like, I'm eating right, and I know they're eating right, I know they're doing everything I say from an exercise standpoint, you know, how many hours of sleep are you getting? Getting 4 hours of sleep. Oh, that's like, okay, that's not really going to work. Why are you only getting 4 hours? Oh, I was
Yep.
watching a game, watching a movie, whatever. Or I'm like, man, okay, like let's try to go like 7 hours and see how you feel for like a week. Like, promise me you'll get seven. Okay, I'll promise you'll get 7 hours. And then it's like, the weight just starts to just, your body needs that sleep. It needs to get jump started, restarted again each day and each night. What happens to your hormones and everything else when you sleep is unbelievable. Sleep is a huge key. I'm not huge on supplements. For the most part, protein is a big thing. And then if somebody I deal with elderly people as well. So arthritis, I'm big on turmeric, helps with inflammation. And then if somebody's like trying to get like big and jacked in the gym, some pre-workouts here and there, but really nothing else that's too crazy. I definitely try to stick with, try to keep it as simple as possible. Try not to throw too much at them at the same time. And I feel like that's a problem with, the fitness industry now is people try to go from 0 to 1,000 in like a day. And 3 weeks later, they're done, they're burnt out. And then they take 3 weeks off, they binge, and then they get upset and they start over again. Whereas, I start very, very simple and basic and then slowly implement different criteria along. And I feel like that's what helps in the long run. So
Absolutely, yeah. This is it's a very easy point we can go back to society and being what is it, instant gratification, right?
yeah,
Like
and
we've been
they want to lose 100 pounds in a week.
yeah, but
They want to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in a month. And I'm like, yo, that's not going to happen, bro. I'm sorry.
and there's your honesty coming back in, Mikey. I love it. I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things where people, of course, I think that's an easy thing to fall back on. I mean, I think, psychologically, blah, 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 we can get into that conversation. But I mean, it's people obviously want to lose that weight. It's just understanding that patience is very important in this. And a lot of people kind of forgot that patience exists now that we can just pull down, any of the apps we're in and it's automatically refreshed. What do you mean there's no Wi-Fi here? That's crazy. I need the Wi-Fi, right? So it's
Yeah,
just one of those things where, and how do you deal with that aspect of it? Again, like the mental side and getting people to understand, like, yo, I told you this is a long-term solution.
yeah, exactly. I have this day by day approach. So, I had a client that started with me recently that needs to lose quite a bit of weight, that has not done anything for years. And it was either come to me for personal training or have surgery to lose weight. And my big thing was, all right, like surgery is not guaranteed. Like you might lose some weight, but if you don't have those lifestyle changes beforehand, you're just going to go back to your old habits and it's just going to start over again. Um, I want the biggest thing for me is just to start very small, day by day. So, okay, what did you do today that's going to help you? What are you going to do tomorrow that's going to help you? Okay, once we get there, let's take it day by day, break everything down, and just go from there. If you're doing everything that I ask, I know it works. I'm very confident in what I'm building and what I'm programming that I know it works. You just have to trust me. And I feel like, because I am so genuine and very, optimistic for the most part, that people they do end up trusting me and, believing me. So
Yeah, again, the honesty is very important. Okay, what else? So we have expertise, we have accountability, we have honesty, we have incredible service. I mean, we're just building this thing out right here, man. I love it.
I'm trying.
You're doing a great job. You're doing a great job, dude. And I just think, you were talking about it before, like supplements. It's always been something very. I mean, again, I'm not in that space, so I can't comment on it from a scientific standpoint. But I've always just thought, like, why do we need supplements, right? Like, why, like the Earth wasn't grown with chemicals and supplements and stuff. Like, I think there's enough stuff you could just eat on a regular basis that should be fine, right?
Right. Yes and no. Yes and no. If you're just an average Joe, then yes. But if you're an athlete that's burning, for a cyclist, that's burning up to 7,000 calories a day during the Tour de France. That's sweating out, I don't know how much, electrolytes in a day. You're not going to be able to replenish that with bread and water. You're going to need something that's going to, help you just get back up to that, just to get up to par. So, protein helps, it's hard to eat that much meat to get enough protein. And same with electrolytes, there's drinks that have a lot more than just eating, 3 dozen bananas and oranges and everything else that's going to be able to get that. But yeah, I mean, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry, and a lot of people just are wasting a lot of money, honestly, and that's unfortunate. But there's a reason why the supplement industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry.
Yep.
So,
Yeah, I was talking about it more so from like, a more normal person, just like a dude going to the gym to stay in shape. Obviously, Lance Armstrong and Michael Phelps, they're going to need a little bit of more stuff.
for sure. But
But,
yeah,
it does make sense. And it's always been something interesting to me and kind of just seeing and feeling kind of how that part works. And same thing, like, I don't want to sound like an ass, but like, I feel like, obviously, medical conditions aside,
yeah,
like if you just eat like chicken and lettuce,
right.
it's fine. If you go out to dinner and get like this giant salad with all this, this huge dressing and all this BS on top of it, and this chicken that was seasoned in like copious amounts of sodium,
Yeah.
surprise, you're not going to lose any weight. Like it's like,
But people are surprised when they do.
right?
They're like, I don't know why I gained. I'm like, it's not. It's first off, I'm like, you didn't gain 10 pounds in like a weekend. It's water weight. And same thing when people lose like 5 pounds in a day. I'm like, it's water weight. You're not gonna. Did you burn 15,000 calories? I was like, I don't think so. You know, it's yeah, it's you have to, and that's the thing is like people are wanting these results so fast, so they'll take a pill that says they'll lose 5 pounds in a day, and yeah, you might lose 5 pounds of water, and your kidneys and your liver might be going crazy, but you lost 5 pounds on the scale, and that's all that matters to people. So
It's
yeah,
crazy, man. I just don't understand it. Don't eat these shitty frozen dinners. Eat just a piece of chicken.
yeah,
Grill it up. I don't get it, man. Like it's just so confusing to me. It must be
yeah.
so frustrating from your standpoint.
Honestly, at this point, I'm just so used to it. I feel like that it's all I'm very sarcastic by nature, so I'm very sarcastic with my clients. So if somebody's oh, like I had we had frozen pizza for dinner. She's like, I gained like 3 pounds. I'm like, well, you didn't gain it. Like you had a frozen pizza for dinner, and I was like, how many slices was in a serving? To how many servings did you have? 3. Well, you have 3 servings, so yeah, you have about 6,000 milligrams of sodium. You're not gonna get the results. So don't be frustrated when the scale is not saying what you want it to say.
Hmm. And what like calories, like how much do you factor in counting calories versus like where the calories are coming from or all the other bullshit in the food itself?
Yeah, for sure. So I it's 50-50. So I'll look at somebody's metabolic rate, what their current weight is, and I'll just take a percentage out, not a big percentage, usually about 20%. So that way they're in a caloric deficit, but not a crazy one where they're going to be famished. And then I just kind of go off of what their body weight is. So for somebody that I don't want people to lose a lot of muscle. That's, for somebody that if somebody is, even though they're unhealthy and they might be very much overweight, they still have a good amount of muscle mass, or some muscle mass, I should say. So, if somebody that weighs 200 pounds, I'm going to keep their protein around 200 grams. Let's keep it close to their body, as close to their body weight as possible. For carbs, I'll go slightly under that. And then for fat, it will be, it's for everybody, it's within, 50 to 70, 80 grams of fat a day. And that's a pretty good ballpark of where people should be if they're working out. And then if they're very sedentary, then it's going to be a little bit lower than that. But yeah, it's a 50-50 thing. It has to be the right kind of calories. I don't want you eating 2,000 calories just worth of it has to be the right kind. So even though people when they first sign on, they're like, oh, I met my calorie goal, or I met my calorie goal, but I didn't eat enough protein. I was way over on my carbs. Is that okay? No, it's not okay. You're almost there. Let's just dial it back a little bit. So yeah, it's just a step by step. It's literally, like I said, day by day. It's a learning curve. You've never done this before, so don't expect to get an A+ the first time you try it. So
Yeah, going back, you talked about the supplement industry being a multi-billion-dollar industry. I mean, we have like the Weight Watchers of the world and all these. I mean, I'm assuming that's somewhere in the billions. And I was with a friend of ours and she's like, "Oh, I'm on Weight Watchers, so I can only have so many points." And we're like, "Oh, okay, cool." And she's like, "All right, well, I can have 33 points, so I'm gonna have a grilled cheese with bacon." I'm just like, that totally defeats the purpose. Who cares what, like, that makes zero sense. You're not gonna lose weight eating grilled cheese and bacon, right? Like that's clearly not how this works.
Yeah, it's kind of like, so the keto diet's a big thing now, right? So people are super low on carbs, like almost zero carbs, and super high on fat and protein. And we were at a restaurant. This was like last summer, and I feel like whoever's on keto, they'll tell you they're on keto. You don't
Oh
have to,
yeah.
they'll be like, I'm on keto. So they were ordering. We're at a burger place, right? I even have burgers and fries every now and then. You have to enjoy yourself. But we're at this awesome place in Nashville, the Pharmacy. If you're ever there, that's probably the best burger you'll ever get. So we're there. The girl's ordering. She tells the waitress, "I can't have the bun or the fries because I'm on keto." Of course you are, but I want extra bacon. No joke, extra bacon. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like, that's wrong on so many levels. And I'm sitting like 5 feet away, and I'm rolling my eyes. Sarah's about to go confront her.
No.
I'm like, no, 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 no. But yeah, man, it's people go from one extreme to the next. I'm like, yo, just enjoy life in moderation. Carbs are good. You need carbs to burn fat. Um, unless you're morbidly obese, keto is probably not the best thing for you.
Yeah, I don't understand how keto works. I'm sure there's scientifics behind it, but I don't think we've had enough of a trial to see like the long-term effects of the inside of your body, right? Because I feel like that's gonna really screw some stuff up.
Sure, and especially well, the problem now is that girls that are 130 pounds are trying to do keto that don't need to be doing keto. Like they don't have nearly enough fat to actually get anything from it. And the problem is, so after a while, your body goes into ketosis, which uses protein and everything else to burn fat, lose weight. The problem with that is that it turns your blood so acidic that it damages your liver and your kidneys. So if you do it for a long period of time and you're morbidly obese, you might be okay. If you're a 130-pound girl that's trying to burn 10 pounds, don't do it. It's not, first off, you're going to give up after, 1 week and wanting to have drinks with your friends. But the side effects long-term are dangerous. But yeah, if people think it's going to help them lose weight, just like intermittent fasting, people use it as a crutch and not as a tool. So
The internet's gonna internet, man. I mean, you can find
I'd love
positive.
to, because people come to me like, I want to do intermittent fasting. I was like, no, you don't. I'm like, let's not.
That's too funny. See, I've heard a lot of good things, even from dietitians about intermittent fasting. So now I'm curious, like, what exactly? First off, what is it? Because maybe I just have it wrong, right? And then, what exactly do you not like about it personally?
The only thing I don't like about it is that my big thing is long term. I want you to be able, if you're going to do something, I want you to be able to do it for the rest of your life. If you could do intermittent fasting for the next 60 years of your life, that is great. But if you have to stop doing it because you're getting burnt out after 6 months or a year or 2 years, then why do it? And I'm sure that's probably gonna get some backlash because people are all about it, but I say it how it is. And I feel like people that they want long-term success, so why don't you do something that's gonna implement all of that together? Living in moderation. And people on the opposite side of the spectrum that are overzealous with working out and counting every single grain and ounce of that goes into their body, that's unhealthy as well. But yeah, you have to be healthy. You have to do it for long-term success, not a short-term fix. So
I like that. That's a good reason, though. I really respect your reason behind it. Is because, well, I know people aren't going to be able to do it forever, and this is something that you don't just take up for a month. This is
exactly.
not something you do for a month or 2 months. This is something that you should, if you really want to do it, you implement it for the rest of your life. As you said, keto is not good long term. Your liver's. I have a kidney stone right now. It's awful. I don't know if that keto would do that to me, but goddamn, I hate it, and I would
Yeah,
never wish this pain on anyone.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know what that would do, but that it sounds like it's not good. It sounds like it's
Exactly.
healthy for you, but people want, like they want that instant gratification. They want that instant fix. So
Mike against the internet, man. I can't wait. That's going to be a good TV show. So what's your vision for the future of your fitness solution? Like what is, I mean, you have multiple offices, if I'm not mistaken now. I know you're reaching out, trying to work with some professional athletes,
yeah,
like what are you trying to do? What are you trying to build this thing into?
yeah, man. So I don't really know 100%. I don't want to put a window on it. I feel like when you work corporate jobs, the window is very low. And when I started this, I felt like it was my, sky, where I was able to really build it whatever way I want. I would love to open some locations out west. I feel like I feel like I would do very well out there. It was definitely, I learned a lot from transitioning from Nashville to Raleigh, two completely different, obviously locations, but the demographics within those locations were completely different. And, the growing pains are insane. And, yeah, I want to open up more locations. I want to eventually possibly franchise and, just see where it goes. I don't have an answer right now. I am just loving what I'm doing every single day. And yeah, we'll see. We'll see. So,
If there's
yeah,
anything I can do to help, man, I've told you I don't know too many people down in North Carolina. I know one, and hopefully you guys have a great conversation. But
yeah, definitely.
we'll see, man. And then so I actually that was supposed to be the last question, but I forgot something that I really wanted to talk about the online fitness coaching aspect of it. What have you seen in that space, and do you really see that as kind of the future of training, especially with everything we've been talking about, the internet, with instant gratification, me working from home? It's probably just easier for me to work out from home too. Like, what have you seen on that end of it, and what successes and failures have you seen there?
Yeah. That's, yeah. It's hit or miss. It takes a very special person to actually, um, get results from it, especially since I'm not physically there with them. First off, the person has to be very, very determined. They also have to have some, background, some experience working out. You can only explain so much in a video, and you can't form correct and stuff like that. So, yeah, I feel like people try to do online coaching, and that's like their main focus. My thing is that I feel like I can't help people, thoroughly enough doing online only. I use that more as you work with me and you also get this online component to it. Um, yeah, I've had people that have lost a lot of weight from it. I've had people that gave up after a week. Um, yeah, it's cheaper, so people obviously are going to go that route if they're financially strapped. They're still getting the same amount of workouts, the same kind of workouts. The only difference is I'm not there to help them, but I feel like that's what I bring to the table is me, and the people that I have that work with me.
And we've been talking
So
about it a little bit. I mean, the expertise would still be there, right? But it sounds like the accountability is not going to be there as much, and the service clearly isn't going to be there as much too. So, just out of curiosity, and this is just purely curiosity, why is that even like a part of your business at this point? If you even yourself realize it's not really quite the best thing for some of your clients.
yeah, the only online, you have to sign up with me in person. So you're getting me in person, and you're also getting the online aspect
Okay.
as that added bonus. Um, yeah, I mean, there are a few people that I'll just have online, but I know that they've had experience working out. I know that they know what to do from a form standpoint. Um, but yeah, it's very difficult. But yeah, people are pushing that. That's like going to be the new thing. I feel like, people just literally run just online fitness businesses, and but you have to watch out for that because there's a lot of snakes out there that are trying to
Mm-hmm.
steal money. So
Always are, always are. And I guess like again, it makes sense. Like if you've worked with someone for X amount of time, maybe they even transition to the online, or maybe they're moving or you're moving or something happens and they kind of need to transition to something like that, then it makes sense. But yeah, I agree. Like what we've been talking about, the core parts of what it seems like are your business. I mean, the accountability aspect and the service aspect aren't really going to be there as much. And
Yeah,
that's what you've been talking, the expertise, accountability, honesty, that might be there, but it's still not going to be the same if you're not there in person.
yeah, yeah. And honestly, out of all that, I feel like just me being genuine is such a big aspect too. Is that I genuinely want to help people and want to help. I want to see them be successful. I've done free stuff for people, dozens and dozens and dozens of times. But I don't. For me, I just genuinely want to help people, and I feel like I'm in a great where I could actually do that at scale and continue to do that. So I'm stoked. I'm excited. Um, yeah, and then I also have my YouTube channel is growing and growing, so I do a lot of content on there. So MP Fitness, I think we hit like 5,000 subscribers.
Congratulations.
Yeah, appreciate it. So that's growing. I have a lot of, like I said, a lot of content on there with different workouts and nutrition stuff. So yeah, it's definitely, yeah, it's awesome. I can't complain, man. I can't
Hey
complain.
man, sounds like you're having fun. It sounds you're helping people, which seems very, very close to your heart, which I think is very important. So, Michael, man, this was absolutely fantastic. Palevo?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Ah, heck yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Master Michael Palevo,
There you go.
owner, founder of Your Fitness Solutions. Mike, really appreciate your time today, man.
Thank you so much for having me, man.